the single most important skill that contributes to success in a job. There was a lot of skills in the book, but I was thinking, what is the most important one if we had just a high level you had to give people? What would it be?
You're like asking me to pick my favorite child, Vanessa.
I am.
Okay, let's see. It is verbal communication skills, and it's a tool I call Tame the Octopus. Think about a meeting you've been in where someone let's just put in the chat, if you've ever been in a meeting where someone rambled on and on and on. Now, throw a heck yes in the chat if that person has ever been you.
April said it.
We already said, Michael already said, been that person. So this tool is for you. And you know that feeling of oh my gosh, I just got asked this question in an interview and I didn't quite land it as well as I wanted to. Or you come off of mute in a team meeting and you're like, I didn't land the plane. So I'm going to help you land the plane because we're going to tame the octopus. Let's pretend we're in a team meeting, though you can of course use it in a one-on-one with your boss's boss. You can use it in a new client pitch. You can use it in a team meeting or an interview. I'm going to pick on someone. Valentina, can I pick on you? Can we pretend that you're my boss?
Oh, I'll gladly be your boss.
Amazing. Right. Amazing. Okay. I'm just going to have you ask me this question. Jenny, what are your team's biggest Q2 challenges? Pretend we're in a team meeting. I'm going to answer this question two ways. One, in an untamed octopus way where these tentacles are all over the place and kind of convoluted. And then I'm going to have you ask it to me again, and I'm going to answer it differently. We'll unpack the difference of how I answered it.
So Jenny, what are your team's biggest Q2 challenges?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so glad you asked. I'm running a new team. So there's so much opportunity for growth and goals and identifying our priorities. And that's really tricky because we're trying to separate the important versus the unimportant. And, that reminds me that our tooling is a big issue. We're doing some things with an API. We were trying to integrate AI, but it's tricky. We're doing some things in-house and we're complicating things when we really want to be simplifying things. And the other thing that's kind of complicated is the fact that we sit across Japan and London and New York and LA. And so even though we want to be working in concert with each other, we're kind of all over the board. Have I lost you yet, my boss, Valentina? Lost Vanessa. Could you identify my biggest Q2 challenges? Not in an easy way. So Valentina, let's have you ask me the same question again. Jenny, what are your team's biggest Q2 challenges? Now I'm going to tame the octopus.
So Jenny, what are your team's biggest Q2 challenges?
Let me just take a moment to think about that. Valentina, my team's biggest Q2 challenges are number 1, priorities, number 2, tools, and number 3, global alignment. Priorities because we're a new team and we need to better separate the important versus the unimportant. Tools because we're doing some things in-house and some things with a third party and we'd like to get that buttoned up. And then finally, global alignment. Because we sit across America, Europe, and Asia, we want to be working more in concert with each other than against each other. So to summarize, my biggest Q2 challenges are priorities, tools, and global alignment.
It made you look so competent before you even said a word.
What else did I do there? Come off of mute and just shout it out.
You paused.
I paused. I took a freaking pause. And sometimes when we pause, we think that, and this is why it relates to courage and confidence, we think we're going to sound stupid or unprepared or not buttoned up. But just as Vanessa said, when we pause, even before we open our mouths, we actually sound more confident or seem more confident, more poised, more buttoned up. And it's like, Vanessa, I almost pull out of what you're saying. It's almost like I was honoring the question more, right? I was really being thoughtful and giving a cogent response. And that I was really thinking about, well, what are the challenges?
You reviewed your notes?
And I wrote some things down. So I didn't just pause and think you could probably tell, you couldn't see my thing here, but I was actually writing down some notes. I maybe wrote down 7 to 10 different things that I could say, all the things I'd rambled through in my untamed octopus. And then I picked 3, and they don't have to be perfect, right? Your boss doesn't know your Q2 challenges. You can kind of pick anything, right? There's no right or wrong answer here. It's just an opinion. But I picked 3 that felt the most relevant, circled those 3. And then when I started talking, I said just those 3, went a little bit into the 1, 2, 3, and then I went through a little bit of each of them. Then I summarized at the end.
Saying 1, 2, 3, it makes you sound competent. It makes you sound organized. It also makes you more believable. You could have also been so first, second, third, or first, then second, then third. So you can even add a gesture there if you would want to.
I love that. Oh, I didn't even think about that. You're physically saying do it with your hands.
First, you'll get interrupted less. If there's an interrupter, they won't interrupt you. And second, it outlines it for them. They show that these kinds of gestures improve comprehension by 60%. If the boss then goes to their boss and says, I just talked to Jenny about her Q2 challenges. It was this one, this one, and this one. They're more likely to remember your 3.
So that's Tame the Octopus. I do think this is one of the absolute most critical skills that can contribute to success in your job, whether you're an entrepreneur, a coach, or someone in corporate.
Do you want even more tips on communicating with confidence? One of the fastest ways to achieve more success and more respect is to level up your people skills. If you want to master communication and increase your charisma, check out People School. This program comes with 12 in-depth video modules designed to radically change your interactions, communication, and confidence. You'll start applying each principle to your life immediately. I'll share my social blueprints, conversation frameworks, and fascinating science-based insights, everything you need to finally understand the unwritten rules of behavior. Ask questions and get personal answers and feedback after every module. Join me for our live monthly workshops where I deliver exclusive new teaching only to People School students. I'll show you exactly what to do to be more influential and impactful in every conversation and situation. Thousands of students have joined People School and achieved their goals. Here's what just a few of our students shared about their experiences in People School. I got the promotion I was looking for, thanks to the People School team for helping me along the way. What a ride! I have to say that I wish I was in People School way earlier in life. Wow, so much to absorb and can't wait to do it again and again. Since People School, I have never had such engaging and fun interviews in my life. Last Friday, I accepted a senior position with an increase in my total package of $100,000. People School has provided me with an exceptional amount of value and knowledge. I feel that there is so much to offer from this program. I'll be going through the lessons again. Thank you, Vanessa. One of my biggest regrets is I wish I had enrolled in People School years before now. The best part is People School never expires. We constantly add new bonus modules based on student requests. Want a raise or raise your rates? Check out our How to Get a Raise formula. Need new friends in a new city? Check out our How to Find Your People bonus. There are more than 35 hours of material waiting for you in People School. If you want to level up your career, your relationships, and your conversations, I would love for you to consider People School. I read every single one of your comments and can't wait to meet you in our next live workshop. Thanks so much for watching until the end. I'll see you in our next video.